There's a new wave rising. See the future shining. Tech is here to guide us. No more fuss, no more fighting. Onpassive is coming. Smart systems working hard. AI playing every card. People waking to the sound. Onpassive all around. Onpassive is coming. Onpassive is coming. No more running. Tech and mind sinking. Futures bright and stunning. Onpassive is coming. Automatic solutions. No more pollution. Innovation spreading wide. Tech brilliance on our side. Onpassive is coming. Onpassive is coming. No more running. Tech and mind sinking. Futures bright and stunning. Onpassive is coming. Feel the power growing. Tech rivers flowing. Algorithms knowing where we're going. Onpassive is coming. Onpassive is coming. Automatic solutions. No more running. No more running. Tech and mind sinking. Futures bright and stunning. Onpassive is coming. Onpassive is coming. Automatic solutions. No more running. Tech and mind sinking. Futures bright and stunning. Onpassive is coming. Feel the power growing. Tech rivers flowing. Algorithms knowing where we're going. Onpassive is coming. Onpassive is coming. Onpassive is coming. Tech rivers flowing where we're going. Onpassive is coming.
Stop going there. As you go down, it says, very soon you will make payment, blah, 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 stay tuned, etc. Okay, sample transaction message. This is what you'll get in the bank. It says Visa, USD 200, spent on your blank, blank, blank credit card, blank, 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 Transco Mobile RC Repair Hub Company Ltd. So when you see that, don't panic. If you go back there right now and you go look, it'll show you what examples that you're going to see. It won't be the exact numbers, but they want to let you know when you see Transco Mobile RC Repair Hub, don't panic. That is one of the merchants. If that makes you upset, you should not come in.
Don't listen to information coming from somebody else that's just bashing. That's not good because they don't really know the truth. All right. That's a big pet peeve on me is we do have other channels that want to broadcast bad things or this ain't happening. I'm going to let you know it's all happening and it's going down and it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, working with the system. He's not against anyone.
Don't panic.
This process has been concluded.
Don't panic.
Karma's a bitch.
Don't panic.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today?
Happy Friyay to all of my sayers of nay. Today has been an interesting day. So for the past couple days, we have been told that Onpassive has a payment processor, a new merchant. Turned out they had two. One of them was called Edge Networks, which ended up being the old name of a company called EdgeFi or EdgeFi. And the other was Transco Mobile PC Repair Hub Company Limited. And it was apparently out of Ghana, and I could not find it anywhere. I searched all the names that it could possibly be, from Transco Mobile just on its own to Transco Mobile PC, Transco Mobile Repair. I just looked into PC Repair Hub without the Transco Mobile, and a couple of them did actually show up. So if Transco Mobile was there, it would have shown up in the search, I believe, and I couldn't find it. And then today there was a whole brand new message, which we are very excited about. Alves is in it to scam it. Romeo has come in and said, I've been getting excuses and criticism since 2019 for comments on the elite YouTubers. They get paid by YouTube, not Onpassive, while we all wait. And that is very true. They are getting AdSense and super chats. And Ash himself had sent many of them super chats. So you have every reason to be upset about that. Chris, we will miss you. Hopefully you catch the replay. We will not be going for 6 hours. Salami says, pink men scamming. Instead of pink hands waving. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Sam. Good to see you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Nev is here and says, they take so long to come, I've already rolled over and gone to sleep. So, sometimes being quick is a good thing. Just saying. Violet's here and says that she is our keeper, so be very careful. Transco Mobile PC Repair Hub, could it have been worse? Right? Transco Mobile PC Repair Hub Company Limited. What's the full name? I love it. It couldn't have sounded more fake. It really couldn't have. Hello, Mr. Level. Good to see you. And that's the thing, is that it did appear to be fake. Thomas says, they don't panic. It's just an instant soundbite. Guys, just don't panic.
Don't panic.
Okay, everything is going to be okay. Do not panic.
Don't panic.
All right, they said it. They said it. They might as well have called it something like Dodgy Networks LLC, honestly. I was like, that sounds like a fake name. It was silly. It was silly. So since it's Friyay, sorry, Jesus. Now I'm saying wrong words. It's because I've watched so much Marty and Chris today. Since it's Friyay, I just have some updates about Onpassive, of course. So, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Onpassive has they have many Facebook pages, actually. This is their Facebook page entitled Onpassive Page. And on May 6th, this page announced great things coming soon and seemed to imply that O-Domain was a new product that they were getting. It even says upcoming developments and exciting big changes are coming to the internet. So I guess we get to look forward to that. And it actually has the odomain.com website there, which is very interesting to me. So just wondering what happened to that, because it's June 21st, and that was a while ago. It might be a good distraction, Ash. Hint, hint. Anyway, just wondering. So this is the old message that was in the back office, as you can see. Transco Mobile PC Repair Hub Company Limited. And this was an LLC that was created with a website last month. So, you know, there's a very loud airplane going by. The other one here is Edge Networks. And upon research, like I said, we found out that, yeah, there was a company that was once named Edge Networks. It goes by EdgeFee now. Hello, Joe. Good to see you. She's doing good now. She had a headache earlier, so she didn't go to school because she had a big headache and stuff. But she seems to be doing better. So that's good news. Yay! But just to prove that, yes, this was in the back office. I do still have a screenshot of the whole thing. There was a bit of a message before this, but that's not important to what we're talking about. Now, as you can see, the date of this, okay, was for the 19th, June 19th, 2024 at 6:35 a.m. Just hold on to that date. In between that date, the 19th of June, 2024, and now, there have been a lot of videos that have been released that have been, of course, announcing that there is a new pop-up in the back office, and it is saying that there is payment processors. And then the next day, several of these channels had to come back today. That's the next day. It's today. Sorry. Today, several of them had to come back on to let people know that there was going to be a brand new update in the back office. Here is our buddy Jaffrey, however you say it. Anyway, there he is. Onpassive pending withdrawal soon. Talking about commissions. And then he had to be like, sorry guys, there's a new pop-up. Here's our good old Gersminder in a video. And here's a bunch of other dudes that did a video yesterday where they were announcing that basically there was a payment processor and things would be moving along so smoothly. Again, new pop-up in your OES. Everyone very excited. And then today there was this update. And it reads, update. The new payment processor was a part of navigating and examining some new options. This process has been concluded. Therefore, we are removing this option for the time being. Once we have more updates, we will keep you posted here. Your participation and cooperation are highly appreciated. You are in it to win it. Yeah, sorry, examining. I read navigating and then went to go read examining, and it came out. Yeah, that's what happened. I like examining. We should do some examining more often. Really, we should. So I got this and I was like, well, that's a little weird. And what I really don't like about it is the fact that they just redid the announcement that was back there yesterday. Because if you look at the date and the time, okay, it's like they try to erase history. You know, like they erased the post announcing Transco Mobile and this Edge Networks as the payment processors and just refill out the form to have this new update. Because as you can see, the date and time is June 19th, 2024, 6:35 a.m. And I don't like that. I find that very, very, very manipulative. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was like, at least like leave the old one in there and then do a new update with today's date, because this date should read June 21st, 2024 at whatever fucking time it went on. But, you know, like, I don't like it. But that's Onpassive, just Onpassiving, if you will. So now all of a sudden, this was some kind of experiment. Now, this is when I get very confused, and I'm sure a lot of you are with me on this, because there was only allegedly not even 2 full days, maybe 2 full days at the most. Okay, we'll give them 2 days that they had these apparent merchants, right? No payments were processed within that time. There has been a 10-day extension on OConnect, which means that no one had to buy OConnect again. So no money was going in, right, to pay for it. Nobody has gotten their commissions yet, because if they had, it would be everywhere. Like, trust me, we're going to hear about it when it happens. All right. People will be shouting from the rooftops that they finally got some money from this thing. And nobody has done that. So my issue is they're talking about it as if Ash was testing this payment merchant. And it just seems like a bizarre way to go about this. So I had released a video already today, this morning, as early as I possibly could, regarding this new pop-up that appeared, replacing the old one. And, just kind of reminding you guys what Marty and Chris had said about these payment merchants yesterday on the 20th. And so at the end of that video, I had said, I'm very excited to hear what their excuses are. And so I thought that we would watch their stream from today, because it's quite interesting to hear how they explain this away. And I want to know, am I overjudging these people? Because I'm like, no, this is bizarre, right? Like, this is bizarre. Considering the average age of the founders, surely they'd want a higher contrast. Oh, the whole thing is awful. The whole thing is awful. Even the website right now is awful looking. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Hello, Scam Chan. Good to see you. And the way that they give us these updates, it's insane. It's insane. You think there was no communication between Ash and the YouTubers? I hope not. I feel like they did just kind of come up with their own reasoning. Like, I don't even know if Ash said that these were payment merchants. They just decided they were payment merchants. But still, the whole thing's bizarre. And it's very bizarre right now that now they're walking it back. They're like, never mind. We were just testing this out and it didn't work out. Never mind. Which means that now we're back in the same position, which, again, like I said, nothing's changed, which is why it was weird for them to all of a sudden secure a new merchant to begin with. And now we're just back in the same position, and they're happier than ever. They're so happy about it.
Hello, everyone.
Look at them.
Something playing on in the background at the same time. I just shut it off. Hello, everybody.
Look how happy they are to come on today. I don't know if I would be able to be that happy if I were them. Like, they just spent 2 days celebrating that they had a payment merchant to then come on today and have to be like, psych. They're like so happy.
I run the YouTube channel at the same time, and sometimes it comes on with the volume. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Obviously, I don't know about everyone out there in TV land, but I am stoked. I am so happy with the company and what's going on. A couple issues I wanted to say. Yesterday, we did Shine the Light with Marty and Chris, and it was spectacular.
And Robin.
It was 3 hours long almost. I'm debating whether or not I should react to it next week, because it was very much like the first one that they did, like the last one they did, but much longer with more people.
Yeah, and Robin. Yeah, I'm sorry, Robin. Robin's going to kick my butt. What would it be? Marty, Chris, and Robin, and it was spectacular. It was long, but I put it out there, and we're going to cut back the time from now on because I want everybody to say what they feel, and I don't want to limit them. But when you have so many people, it was beautiful. I heard from people that never really said what they had to say like they did yesterday, and I really appreciate it. And I gave links to everybody. I would keep that if you're on there for down the road because I think it's a big deal. A lot of you here that you haven't had the spotlight on you yet. I want it on you when you can, and you know who you are. If you can speak English, I don't care what country you're from. That means absolutely nothing to me.
This is actually a cult tactic. It's a lot easier for you to question things and leave when the spotlight isn't on you. So their idea is to bring everybody out and put them on a webinar and have them showing their face and have them tell their why. That also helps further manipulate them into this culty thing. But it's also almost like holding them accountable to this, having them prove their loyalty in a weird way, which they've talked about how you need to prove your loyalty to Ash a lot lately. So that's interesting.
Onpassive made it. There is no country. I don't care what religion. I don't care what.
Like, here's the thing. Most places, all right, unless you're in school, all right, and it's like English class and they're trying to teach you how to do public speaking, most places like pretty much understand that maybe, you wouldn't want to come on a webinar like this. Even most MLMs don't like force you into doing that. So it's just, it's a little bit psycho.
What color you are, if you're ugly, tall, fat, skinny, freckled face, whatever, okay? I don't care.
It's like, Marty, you're the only one who's judging people based on these traits. Nobody else is.
The heart of this company is what matters and the people. And I see it more and more every time we do that. Now, by the way, the one that we had a problem with technically on Restream last week, which was...
Yeah, and see, that's the funny thing, right, Scam Chan, is that there were technically two processors that were listed. Because there was Edge Networks. And it's funny because one of them was for Visa, the other was for MasterCard, right? So it's interesting. And then both of them are just like neither one of them worked out. It's just all very peculiar, isn't it?
Bangladesh, we're having theirs today at noon. But you're not going to see it right away because what we do is we do it live on OConnect Conference. No attendees.
Hi, Thomas.
Because you can set up that way, you can talk to people, find out who's going to go, you organize it. Then after you organize it, I click record and boom, off to the races. Then I'll put that on YouTube for everyone to see and everyone to share. But definitely a shout out to everybody that was on. You were amazing. Myra, you blew me away. I just saw your name go by. No, I'm not kidding. Quan, you ain't no Snoop Dogg, okay? You Quan, all right? You Quan. You know what I'm like?
I hope isn't Marty's sofa chair? Because like that thing has to stink. I'm sorry.
You're laughing right now. But seriously, I was
just the tip.
I'm telling you, it's almost like I'm cheating. I believe in shining a light on others, and Chris does too. But the reflection we get back, I think it's brighter. So it's a win-win. And Kylie, you're coming on.
I mean, think about it. They went through 3 merchants at the beginning of this, basically from September to December, right? And then now 2 more are just like, no, thank you.
You can run, but you can't hide. But Nada, you've been here from the beginning. We're going to find you. You can run. Lister, you're amazing. Amazing.
See, like that's like you can run, but you can't hide. Like, I know you want to be in this thing. Like maybe you're an elderly person. You're kind of a stay-at-home mom. You don't really want to go up on a webinar and talk in front of all these people, and instead of them like letting you naturally kind of learn how to do it, they're like calling people up now. I feel like they're like, you, oh yeah, you're scared of public speaking. Too bad. Get up here and tell us how much you love Ash and Onpassive. And it's getting to be a bit much.
All of you, I'm not kidding you. Blew me away. Dave Switzer. Yeah, you heard me. Be ready. Anyway, so that's what we're doing, and I'll post that later. Actually, I'm leaving here at 10:30 because we got to be quick. I've got to go to Engineer Shashante's webinar. I'm going there with Mike Ellis and my other brother from another mother, Collins Manna. You find the link, go there, boom. I need to get in and get out by 12 noon because I got to do the webinar with, Bangladesh. Here's something else I want to point out, very important. And listen, share.
Which, like, he set up the time for. So he has nobody to blame for him overbooking himself than himself. He's like, well, why did you book so many goddamn webinars in the morning? That's bizarre.
This. So the more people that know. I don't want to keep saying this over and over and over. A lot of people come up to me every time there's a post. Marty, did you see the post from here? Did you see the post from there? What, if you see a post with Onpassive on it, O Media, Onpassive, it doesn't matter. If it's not posted in the back office of OES and did not come from Ash's mouth in a webinar, whether it was 360 or a webinar, a corporate webinar, it's not concerning us.
So then your daily webinars that you do on YouTube every single day about Onpassive is included in that category. So that's not concerning anyone either. It's funny, Marty, because recently, just this past week, you were all like, I don't want to be the only one people listen to here. I want you to go and watch other founders and hear what they have to say and blah, 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 right? And now here you are, complete 180, just flipped it over. Just to be like, actually, guys, if it doesn't come from Onpassive or Ash himself, like it's him on our 360, then none of it matters. So everyone else trying to spread information about this thing don't matter. But then it's like, but then neither does your daily live streams. What you bothering going and doing this with Mike Ellis and Collins Manna? It's not going to be posted in the back office. It's not going to be on the Onpassive website. So therefore, everyone should just ignore it. Doesn't concern any of us, right?
As much as I know people look at it and they read into it about, oh, that's going to change my, no, it's not. Maybe down the road indirectly, but really it's nothing to do with us, okay? So don't get your panties in a bunch. I couldn't think of anything else.
Yes, Thomas.
Really, please, because I hear about it every time one comes up. I've seen it. Listen, I'm going to give everybody a heads up. I'm online from 6 o'clock in the morning until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, off and on. If you've seen it, good chance I saw it. The reason I'm not bringing it up because I don't think it matters. It's a good thing. It's a good vibe. It's good information. It's nice to read, but it's not for us directly. So don't read into it any more than it is. Chris is going to touch on some of this stuff because we organized before we come on. But the is not there right now. Why? It was a test. Right?
Interesting that he had Chris touch on it. What's wrong, Marty? You were so excited, and you were the one that touched on the payment processors a bunch. You had nothing to say today? Right? And even if it comes from Ash, it doesn't happen. And you probably should believe that the least, actually, of everyone.
They got what they wanted out of it, and they took it off. I personally am not surprised. Why? Because I believe the money needs to be there and everything at one time. They have to put it in to see how it works. Chris will go over that. The thing with filling your information in the profile, Chris will go over that. Okay, but whatever's going on, and I mean,
right?
You're not going to be left behind.
And like he does that every day. Because here's the thing: even when Marty's not like meeting up with Mike Ellis and Collins Manna, and then going off and doing the stupid shining the light and all of that other stuff that he does, he just goes to other webinars. He literally is like, I am on here from morning until past midnight. Like that was a flex. All I do all day long is Onpassive webinars. Oh, but time freedom. And like, what? Is it just your wife that's raising the grandkids on her own? Well, you're just sitting here watching Onpassive webinars? That seems unfair. Even I don't have the time for that.
If there's an issue, whatever you come up to and go, oh my God, I can't do this.
I only got one kid.
No, good chance if you can't do it, there's a little thing. It happens with everybody. It's not a problem. He didn't put, if you don't see a time on it, hey, you got to fill this out in 48 hours. Nobody's getting that. We never get that. It's a process. We move slowly. In fact, Shashanti's here now. Shashanti, I'll be with you in a little while. If we move forward together, it's better to be slow and right than fast and wrong. Fast, you go do it, you click a button, and you just put an address in that you don't even freaking live at. So slow down. This has happened since Onpassive's been going. Everybody's afraid to be left behind. If you're coming to lives and you support each other and you're doing all these special things and
But like we used to joke that he just sat on that chair all day, but he basically just told us that yes, he just sits in that chair all day from 6 a.m. till 1 a.m. And it's all on passive webinars like all day long.
it's like find out from Shine the Light, most of you are way above anything I can do. You're part of this company as much as anybody else. We are.
Gogo says, yes, whatever is going on, which he has no idea about. Yet he's also sure about Ash's integrity and what's happening behind the scenes. It can't be both. And he does that a lot, you know. When it serves him to have a direct line to Ash and know everything, then he knows everything. You know, when it doesn't serve him, then he doesn't know anything at all. They don't tell him anything. It's all stuff going on behind the scenes.
Trying to knock down the peer. I don't like peer. The only person we have to follow is Ash Mibara. Yes, I'm here and I want to.
And the thing is that he hasn't shown up all week. So it's also like, okay, so if he's the one that's supposed to like be the one we're all following and listening to, then he should show his face. You know, for example, on the day that you guys announce these new payment merchants, he should be then coming out and explaining it all to everyone. But he doesn't. Instead, he just hides behind his skin tag recovery, which he allegedly needed 2 weeks to recover from having a skin tag removed from his ear surgically. So it's like, that's fine and dandy if he's the only one we're supposed to listen to. Tell him to make a fucking appearance then and speak. Because you can't have him not show up and say anything and tell people that he's the only one that they should listen to, and then also get people in trouble, which I feel like is partially what you're doing here. It's almost like you're scolding people for talking about this, trying to figure this out and what's going on. You're all like, oh, just stop paying attention to Facebook pages and other things, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, that's bizarre, don't you think? Because if Ash isn't coming out here and telling them, what are they supposed to do? Like, it's like they're not even allowed to talk to each other in a Facebook group. Like, hey, guys, what do you think this is all about with these payment merchants switching up? They're like, oh, don't pay attention to that. Like, okay, but Ash isn't saying anything about it. And it's not like the message in the back office there actually explains anything. All right, it tries to just kind of sweep it under the rug. Like, oops, sorry, guys. Just pretend that didn't happen.
Myself and Chris are here because we want to inspire you to think and believe. Do I believe? You know I do, or I wouldn't be here. I've been doing this 5.5 years, 7 days a week for the last 2 years, or 2.5 years. And no, I don't know what number it is, and I don't know how many months or hours. I don't care. But the point is, been doing this a long time because I care.
And Lamar makes a good point. He didn't have to be the one to do it. He could have sent Muhammad Kamal out. He could have sent one of the Muhammads, as you guys call them. Or he could have actually gotten a hold of Marty and told him what was actually going on. Because it doesn't appear as though he has.
I believe. Do I believe I have a pretty good sight of what's going on? Absolutely. I doubt very much if anybody's any better. But you know how you get really clear? Keep updated, keep plugged in, and you'll see the pieces falling in place, and you can start to visualize.
But that's the thing. Who are they supposed to be plugged into? Because you just told them not to pay attention to anyone unless it was a corporate webinar or Onpassive 360 with Ash on it. So all the other webinars that you guys are doing don't fucking matter. They shouldn't pay attention to them. Remember, doesn't concern anyone. So so now what does staying plugged in even mean? Right? Unless Ash is going to start doing corporate webinars every day again, because, that was a great time for the first 3 years of this thing.
What this picture is. On a 10,000 piece puzzle, we might have 5,000 pieces missing, but you can look at it and go, "Oh, this is a masterpiece." Onpassive is a masterpiece.
But it wouldn't be a masterpiece. You're just lying to yourself. Nobody wants a puzzle with a bunch of pieces missing. You know how frustrating that is? To spend like 5 hours doing a puzzle. Have you ever spent 5 hours doing a big puzzle? I have. My daughter was very into puzzles for like 2 years straight. And so, you start off small and then you get them more and more and more pieces. And we got to the point where it would take us 3 days to do a puzzle. And it would take up like a whole table, these puzzles. If I had spent that amount of time doing a fucking puzzle and I started to get to the end and then it was missing 10,000 fucking pieces, I would lose my fucking mind. I would be so pissed. All right, it's an incomplete puzzle now. It's not complete. So here's the thing. Is Ash going to release Onpassive as an incomplete puzzle? Or is Ash making sure that everything here is absolutely perfect before he releases it? Because it can't be both. It's like 1 minute everything has to be perfect before Ash is okay to release it to the public and blah, blah, blah. And now we're literally comparing it to a puzzle that's missing pieces. Okay, the flip-flop just drives me nuts. The mystery of the missing pieces, right? What are the missing pieces of this puzzle? Because right now, this week, I believe it's Ash. I think it's very convenient that all of this is going on while he's recovering. Almost like he knew. Onpassive is a 1,000-piece puzzle, but one it's all just blue, right? It's all the exact same shade of blue, the whole thing. It makes me pretty blue.
And the painter
very puzzling.
is Ash Mavara, okay? We just need to be supportive. We need to be there. He's letting us.
What the fuck does that mean? I have to be supportive of Mr. Ash Mufara, sir? The greatest CEO of all time? And Lord of the Internet? Well, I don't know if I have what it would take. Fuck off. I just can't, Marty. What does that mean? Especially, again, when he's not even out here. He's literally, hiding behind the scenes right now. As if his leg got amputated in a surgery and he had to recover, okay? That's how he's acting. All right, you guys did a whole webinar just to come out and announce that his surgery went well and he was heading into recovery. It was literally like somebody going through brain surgery, the way that you acted about this fucking skin tag. I've never in my life seen something so ridiculous. Where I was just like, really? This is what? And now I'm like, now I know why. Because look what fucking is happening. But this is getting silly, Marty. This is getting silly.
Be with him while he paints this picture, this beautiful portrait of Onpassive. So let's give him that. Keep what works the most.
What are we
I don't
giving
care
him?
how you do it, but praying to God to guide him and help him. And
It's funny how we have to keep giving him things, but it's like all he had to do this whole time is give people their damn commissions. And that was too hard for him. I'm like, come on. What the
him
fuck?
to go the right direction. Because remember, if anybody, I don't care who it is, any tech guy, any engineer, I don't care, whatever. If you can get 90% of what he has in his mind,
The Hardy Boys or the Bopsy twins in the mystery of the missing.
that he wants this company to be, we will be the largest company
Maybe
in
a
the world.
crossover.
That's what he wants. He's not worried about size. He's worried about impact. and we're going to make an impact. And he knows what.
But like, is it just any impact? Is he ensuring it's a positive one?
The wind beneath his wings. He knows it. Was there some bad apples? Yes, of course. A million accounts. You don't think there's bad apples? Yes.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything right now? Like, seriously though. What and that bothers me, because the way that you just said that implied that the bad people in this thing are the O founders. You know, at least before, when you guys were talking about bad people that were against your opportunity, it was like corporate America and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg that were trying to like stop Ash from saving all of humanity with his technology. You know, the world just wasn't ready for it yet. They don't want the world to find out that we can all live on love and heart instead of money. You know, it's an issue. And it was very much like the merchants that were evil, which is outside of the people within Onpassive. You know, it was outside sources you were saying were evil. I feel like this time you're implying that the evil is coming from within Onpassive. Like it's other O founders. And then I must ask you, what would make an O founder evil to you? Because I feel like for you to find someone in Onpassive evil, they would just have to, for example, come into your chat right now and say, when am I getting my commissions? And that not an evil person make, you know?
But I don't need to hang around them. You know what happens if you're in a basket with a bad
Yeah.
apple? You get bruised.
The haters are calling from inside the house. And I got like, that's not fair.
You start going bad too. Don't be there. Don't hang. Look, life is a vapor. Life is but a vapor. It's here for a little while. And it
Oh my
vanishes.
God, Joe, if he comes back out here in like a week from now with a fucking bandage on his ear, I will die. I will die, okay? I will not be surprised by it though, but I will die.
Away. That's what the Bible says. Now, when I was 25, I thought, freak, I got a whole lifetime. What the freak?
Right?
2 weeks later, I'm 64. Now, I know that's not the real case, but it feels like it. It feels like not too long ago, I was in my 20s and 30s. That was a whole lifetime ago. So we need to cherish the time. We need to spend it with people that believe what we believe and be positive. We're not here to convince anybody. I don't want to convince anybody. I don't want anybody convinced.
That's funny because, like, when you do these speeches, all I can think in my mind is, wow, Marty's going real hard trying to convince himself of all of this. So you might be right. You're not trying to convince anyone outside of yourself.
I'm 64 years old. I'm smart enough to know where I want to be, what I'm doing. I love it. And I'm so glad that you came in here with your heart, because it's a lot easier to be an Onpassive if you believe it from inside. I'm going to turn it over to Chris, and I did good. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. I looked at the time.
I was watching the time like, all right, that's good. That's okay. When you get going, I like it.
Give it to Chris, and I'm done for right now.
It's everybody except Ash.
Go ahead, Chris.
Thanks, Marty. Great words. Good morning, brother. Wow. I got 3 huge shout outs I want to do today before I get into the other stuff from both of us.
Yeah, from both of us, baby. Go, Chris.
See, like Romeo says, Chris Johnson blacklisted me for telling the truth. Promises made, never kept. And I have straight up watched while they've been doing a webinar, and someone that is in Onpassive, not one of my people, no one in my chats over there at that time, and they will literally just be like, when are we getting our commissions? And then they'll be like, get that person out of here. It's like, Jesus. Should be able to ask those questions without getting attacked.
I want to thank, with all my heart, Mr. Gershman, Dylan, who listened to what I said, and he put in the update section in Hindi. And Gershman, you don't realize how much that just helped us. I have a lot of people from India that talk to me. They use translators. It doesn't always come out right. So Gershman, I appreciate what you did. I love you for it. And please continue to do that because it helps everyone. We want everyone to be properly communicated with. The second one is my brother, Kevin Mountain Man Rutledge, Kevin Rutledge, and his beautiful girlfriend, Pam, who we put through hell the last few days making these posters. And we appreciate you, brother, for all you're doing. I know Marty sent me some information about the poster size, and then he got it. That'll help you out. But Kevin, with all my heart. And Pam,
yeah, no doubt. And
Wow.
Kevin, we messed with you so bad the last couple of days. I think I'd throw in another ringer of the size. Will fit better. Anyway, I wrote him in the letter. He's an amazing guy. Amazing guy. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
and the third, it's okay.
See, like, Marty can't just shut up and let Chris talk. He always has to go first. Jelly always points that out. It really bothers her how Marty runs the channel and then always has to be the first one to talk. And I agree. It comes off a bit narky, you know? And it's like, then even when he hands it over to Chris or somebody that's on, he always has to interject something. Always. Every time. There's something that he has to add somewhere. It's like, he can't just let them talk.
And the third person I really want to give a shout out to, someone that works behind the scenes, literally with 30,000 people a day. She is amazing. She's knowledgeable. She answers questions for people in Onpassive Nation. I want to do a huge shout out. And I'd appreciate if you all would text all three of these individuals. I haven't said her name yet. A thank you for what they do. Tanya Onpassive, because her last name is impossible for me to say.
Yes, that's our favorite Tanya. Our favorite Tanya. Mod from hell. If you're ever in one of their webinars and you are a person that's asking questions, that is probably the person who is timing you out or blocking you. It's Tanya.
But we call her Tanya Onpassive from the bottom of our hearts. We love you, Tanya.
Let
You
me-
make our job easier.
Let me add to that. I got to add to that because myself, Mike, and Dan created Onpassive Nation group. It got big, real big. It's almost 30,000 people. She runs it. I bet people say, well, I got.
Yeah, Ash comes on with a brand new face. And he's like, sorry, guys. Then we just never see him ever again.
I got this, I got that. Then you must have did something wrong because Tanya runs it perfectly. Tanya's on here now. I want you to blow Tanya up. I want you to send her messages.
Blow her up.
I'll tell you what.
Ew.
I go
Please
through
don't
the
do
group,
that.
I see the questions, and I see who answered it, and I leave.
There we go,
right?
guys. All the proof you need that Marty just thinks all women are blow-up dolls.
Because she's one of
I go shopping for shoes and purses.
the most knowledgeable people in the whole company. No joke. No joke. She is amazing. So when you go and you call me and say, you got to get me back, I have to negotiate with Tanya. If she says no and tells me what happened, it's no.
Oh,
You don't do links. You
right.
don't. She warns you.
She's
But
the boss. She's the boss in Onpassive Nation.
I mean, you look and say, Marty's the boss. No. There's a lot of bosses out here, and it's
Pam's clock really does steal the show.
not me. Tanya is, as far as Onpassive Nation, and keep that in mind. Anyway, go, Chris. I'm sorry I had to add to
Hey, you like to talk. That's you're showing some shining on light on people. But myself, Marty, we appreciate all three of you. But Tanya, you really do a great job. And I'm going to tell you, anyone that wants to mess with Tanya, you don't have.
He lost it in the chair, and then he never gets out of it. And you see, that's the real problem here, guys. That's the real problem.
Have a big enough boat or gun to go after her because she handles it properly. People will say she.
Am I the only one that doesn't know who Tanya is? Sam, Tanya is somebody that comments very often in the live stream chats. And she is a mod on most of the Onpassive people's channels that do live streams. So like Marty, Chris, Red's channel. I believe she also like does Roblin's and like Julie's and stuff. Like she's everywhere. And if you ever pay attention to the comments, she is one of those people that are constantly saying hello to everyone in the chat, sort of keeps the chat chatting, if you will. And she'll be the first one if we are trolling on Onpassive webinar one day, and there's a few of us deciding to give these people a hard time by just asking real questions. She's always the first one to time people out or block them out of these chats. If you watch a few of these guys' webinars and you pay attention to the people that are commenting, which sometimes we talk about them, you'll see her. You can't miss her after a little while. She's pretty much a 6'8". Yeah, she's another one. And like that's, I mean it when I say she is fucking everywhere. Like, we could make a comment one day like, oh, haven't seen Tanya in the chat. And then it's like she appears. Like, she's everywhere all the time. And they pretty much bring it up here. Marty is saying that she's a very big part of his Onpassive Nation, which is allegedly his 30,000 people team. She must be the one that banned you. Probably, Joe. Because she's like always been the one that's been banning. Like before Chris and Marty knew how to ban people in the chats, it was always her doing it. Yeah, I would call her Marty's work wife. He seems to be describing it very much like that. You know? You know? You could do that. I would like to know why they continue to allow Onpassive to promote on their platform. I've gotten a hold of them via email and reported them and asked them on Twitter, but they don't really want to tell me anything. I'm too tiny.
Yeah, she's saying the right information. Like I just said, Tanya is the boss in Onpassive Nation. She doesn't even ask questions anymore because she knows. She goes right at it. So go. Keep doing what you're doing, Tanya, Kevin, and almost said Niraj. I love Niraj too. And Gershmender. Let's communicate with everyone. So that's awesome. I do want to touch on many questions I get.
And before Chris gets into touching on the questions, I know you guys will be upset if we don't do our ad break. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger is almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand.
We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand.
Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Woo! All right, back to Onpassive. Chris is about to come up with his big excuse. Hello, Just Breathing. Thank you for joining us. And Satan. Satan has joined us, everyone. Yay!
Literally about the billing information. People they think they're
Here we
confused.
go.
Let me say this first. No matter how confused you are, you're not going to be left behind. Okay. And I do want to touch on one point. Ash knows all this stuff I'm about to tell you. Okay.
I don't like the start already because it's like I hate this gaslighting that they do. People had every right to wonder. Because here's the thing. It should have been a payment coming from Onpassive. It's weird that it would be the other name. Usually they put Onpassive on there. Or it should be the name of an actual merchant. Like, for you to call it a PC repair hub, too, it's like that's your own fault. People are going to question that. And now all of a sudden the next day it's like, oh, sorry guys, forget everything we said the other day. It doesn't exist anymore. We're not using those ones. And a lot of people that are founders are going to be like, well, what the hell's going on? And they have every right to wonder that and to question this and to be like, this is all very, very iffy. Especially because they're waiting for their commissions. So you're messing with their money.
Yeah, he already knows this stuff. We understand that there's some cities or that you don't live in. That's all going to be added. Don't worry. In the future, you'll be able to change all that. Okay. In the future, when KYC comes into play, I'm sure we're going to change a lot of things. But don't fret about it. Don't worry. It's all going to be done. Listen, whatever you think Ash doesn't know, he knows. He's got a bunch of us saying, hey, do you know about this? We know, we got it. And you just got to give him a little time.
But that's how much more time? Because you have to understand, okay, people have been waiting for their commission since September. All right. They were told that there was issues and that their commissions were put on hold. Ash came out, all right, at the end of May and stated, your money is no longer on hold. It is going into a bank account of mine, and then I will be distributing it any day now. So then on the 19th of June, finally, they're told that there's merchants, and that means everything's going smoothly, just for on the 21st of June for them to be told, no, sorry, that's not what's happening. Like, it's like they get excited, they get let down. They get excited, they get let down. And it's just that over and over and over again in this cycle, just nonstop. It's like an emotional roller coaster ride, constantly being in Onpassive. And people have a right at this point to be starting to get a little bit mad. Quite frankly, if people are getting pissed off, that it makes sense. But then these two asshats come out here all like, okay, guys, don't be mad. Make sure that you don't panic.
Don't panic.
Everything's going great. Don't get upset. Don't question anything. How dare you not be loyal to Ash? You just got to be patient and loyal. And it's like, no, fuck off.
The recordings and stuff like that, he watches many of them. He understands what's going on. But
okay.
Basically, we want to let you know that it's all being handled. He knows about it. Some things he can't just fix like that. He's got to communicate with his team, and they have to understand it. He has to understand it, and then it comes in place. Perfect example is Connect. How when we started off, each day it got better and better and better, and I absolutely love it now. We understand also that he's restructuring a lot of things. If you see this shirt, this is with a set, I believe, in her group gave it to me. I love it. Back then, I couldn't fit into it. I'm losing weight. And
no one cares.
Ouch. It's got beautiful size.
That was great. I'm losing weight. See the back, he goes to turn around, hurts himself because he's too big to move around in the spot. That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Her group gave it to me. I love it. Back then, I couldn't fit into it. I'm losing weight. And it's got, I don't know if you can see the back. Ouch. It's got beautiful size. I've been waiting to wear this shirt for a long time.
That thing at the bottom was Chris's crack.
I didn't know.
No, it wasn't.
Lord. That's right. Now you've seen all of me. It's okay. But we just want to get on here and appreciate people that are doing things and people that aren't doing things. Because we want you to.
No, thank you, though. Like, I don't want to see all of you. Please keep it to yourself.
Understand how important each individual, and both of us keep saying this. We want to shine the light on others. When you come on to shine the light, now we had way too many people yesterday. It took a long time. So, and it takes Marty 3 to 4 hours to try to get this all done. So we are cutting back. We're going to try to go back to just 8 people. That means we got to do a lot more shows. That means that's a lot more time spent. We're going to do it. Now, I have many people through all my social media saying, Chris, I'd love to do it. I want to say this again. Remind me on Sunday, and I'm going to start making a list because a lot of people want to do it at different times. So I got to figure out who wants to go on at 12, who wants to go on at 6, and it'll all work out. But I'm going to say this again. Because people want to talk, and that's great. We're going to start putting like a timer, and you only can see the timer and no connect. None of us
my
can.
God.
Now we want
We're going to have a timer on the screen? What the fuck is this? Like, what is the point in this? This is so bizarre. Like, come on, with a timer to like just talk about how much you love Onpassive and how grateful you are for Ash. Peaceful is here. Everyone say hello, Peaceful. It's been a little while. We want to stop going there.
Stop going there.
I don't understand. This is so, like, imagine going on a webinar to speak and having a timer. No.
You just say what you want to say. We want to hear about you. We know about Onpassive, but we want to hear your story. Sharon Whedon, she got on yesterday and she told her story, and I loved it. Myra Quino, boom, was on fire. Quam, all these people, everyone that spoke yesterday was on fire, and they're telling us about them. We know what Onpassive is about, but we just want to shine the light on your history, what you're doing, how you feel, and that
what you're doing and how you feel. Yeah, that describes how I feel.
Well, we're fucked.
So does that. That's a good one too.
That turned out awesome. So today again, 12 o'clock Bangladesh. It's recorded. Once it's done, Marty's got to do a bunch of stuff to get it out there, and then we'll show. I think he's going to do it Bangladesh time, maybe midnight. You're going to put it out.
Weird.
And it'll be on the YouTubes, and you can go watch it. So and
then you can come up and you can tell your story, but they're going to have a timer. So like, got to keep it to like 10 minutes.
I'll say again, if you're on that show, you can always take the YouTube and cut out what you want yourself, and you have it for life. You can shine that message from you to your individuals that you want to show to. But that's what we want to do.
Right? They always start off about the same. It's about the same start, which is pretty much how all of their webinars start. Marty comes on, thanks them all for being there and whatnot, or sometimes Chris. Then they slowly all come up, and it starts with a couple people telling their stories. What brought them to Onpassive, and then how happy they are to be in Onpassive, how grateful they are for Ash. And then somebody has to cry. Okay? There's always somebody that comes up and has to cry. And there's some sob story. And then after that, it just gets extremely, extremely awkward, and then starts to feel like more and more culty, because it's so bizarre how everyone acts after the person comes on that cries. They just like continue on with how great everything is. It's just so weird. And then they like cut it off oddly. All of their streams have been cut off at the end. It's kind of funny, actually. You'd be interested to know what Derek thinks about this. Yeah, Derek hasn't come around to let us know.
We're on here every day. Every day. Oh, there's Marty and Chris again. And this is why we're doing it. For 6 months, I said, man, I'd like to see some different people. And I tell you what, on Bangladesh today, I love being the host. Ava promised me this.
Right? Because it's like, Jesus Christ, what kind of life were you living before? No, but it's like they haven't done anything. And that's the thing, is that I thought it was ridiculous when I heard other MLMs talk like that. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, you're making $54 a month probably, paying out at least $80 to $100 for whatever auto ship you're on. So you're full of shit. And then I saw this one, and it was like, they really aren't doing it. They're not even making that. And they're here like, Onpassive is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've replaced my family with the Onpassive family. I'm so happy to be here. Ash is the Lord of the Internet.
I'm going to bring people you've never seen before. And she sent me the names. I think one I know. This is great. It's going to be a little harder for me to host today because I like to know people's history, but I'm about to see brand new people that's been in Onpassive for a long time.
I don't know,
I've
Joe.
never got to see because maybe they
Question.
didn't have the opportunity. We want to give everyone the opportunity to talk about themselves, who they are, where they're from. Always
I haven't mentioned it, but they're just, concentrating on themselves.
mention where you're from. We want people to know exactly where you're from. And it's an important thing. So I'm excited about that. Everything is in place. No one's going to be left behind. Don't worry about if you made a mistake. But I almost forgot. Big question. The biggest question.
See, like the way that they're saying it, how they're like, don't worry about it. Nobody's getting left behind. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
But this nobody's getting left behind bit's kind of irking me more than all of the rest of it. Because it's like the worry isn't like people aren't sitting there worried that they're going to get left behind. That's not the worry. The worry is that you said you had a payment processor and now you're stating that you don't have one, yet you're acting like nothing happened, nothing went wrong, and it's just business as usual. And that's bizarre. It would almost be better if you came out here and you were like, listen, the payment processor, they said that they weren't going to charge us and they started to charge us. Came up with a real excuse as to why it didn't work out with these alleged payment processors. Even though one was a PC repair hub and the other was the old name of a cybersecurity company, which is iffy. But anyway, all that aside, I was expecting more of an excuse. And instead it's just, why are you worried about being left behind? It's like, no one said that I was worried about that. I'm worried because you owe me my commissions and now we don't have a merchant again. What the fuck?
I've got two questions.
Sam says, I was depressed on the brink of bankruptcy, had my car repossessed while having open heart surgery. Then I found out about Onpassive. And of course, hearing of Ash's skin tag just made you so grateful that you only had open heart surgery. Right? You were like, thank God I did not have a skin tag in my ear. If anything, they want them to worry about being left behind, right? Like a mad rush to get a payment in before something else goes wrong. See, I wonder if they will try to turn that around and use that to their advantage. And if that was planned or not, guess we'll have to wait and
Chris,
see.
I rent where I live. It's where you live. It has nothing to do with your bank information. It says, everyone, if you go on there, it'll say you live at Main Street. You hit edit, you put your resident.
Yeah, but see, that's a problem. See, my whole thing was, I find it bizarre that Onpassive is claiming that they're about to hand people over money that they'll be able to withdraw, but then they're not asking them for the details in order to withdraw that money. Do I not trust Onpassive with those details? And am I absolutely horrified at the thought of people handing over their bank details to this company? Oh yeah, 100%. But at the same time, for example, every time you get a new job, you have to hand in your bank transfer information or a blank check, depending on what kind of job it is, where it is, blah, 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 what bank you have, so that they can pay you. And usually that information is handed in day one. And here in Canada, for example, you work 3 weeks before you get paid, oftentimes. So they get it 3 weeks before they're even planning on paying you. You know what I'm saying? Here, we're in a situation where allegedly up until today, they had a new merchant, 2 of them. And all of these people were about to get paid, I'm assuming in their wallets. But even so, you would think that Onpassive would then want to arrange with them a way for them to pull out the money from their wallet. because the only people that are getting commissions are people that bought OConnect, and therefore this is supposed to be withdrawable. And that's based on Onpassive's information, right? It's not going to be paid in OCoin. You can't pay this in OCoin because the commissions from the products you buy is supposed to be withdrawable. So knowing that these people are supposed to get withdrawable money in their O wallet, is it not strange to be like, how come Onpassive isn't asking for like a PayPal account to then transfer it to even? Which I would suggest doing that if you can. Maybe all of you in Onpassive should open up like a PayPal or similar. I don't know if there's PayPal where you are, but another way so that you don't have to give Onpassive your banking details. And you could have like a PayPal account only for Onpassive, you know, and then maybe transfer it from there. I don't know. I don't know how to get around that really and ensure that your stuff's safe. Mind you, if you're in Onpassive to the point where you're going to give them banking information because you want commissions because you're buying into this bullshit, I don't know if you care about the lack of security on their site, you know? So you're probably more than willing to hand them over all of your banking details to pull out money. I don't know. It's just bizarre that they're not getting asked for it. I realize that you're telling people to go and put in their personal information, make sure their name is correct, their phone number, and their address. My problem was that you weren't asking for the banking info. You're assuring me right now that everything's okay because you're not asking for banking stuff, which is a little weird. I might say a bit bizarre from you, just saying. It makes me wonder, do you know that maybe you shouldn't be handing your banking info over? You know, because you seem pretty adamant on ensuring us that that's not what you were asking for. And I'm over here like, yeah, I know, but that's the problem.
Me, I put my house,
Fuck,
my zip
dude.
code. It's real simple. And also go up to, I noticed that your nationality on the top one, if you look at it, change that to what you are. I put USA. Okay. Little things that maybe, as I was doing mine.
Is that the nationality? USA? I'm a USA.
I noticed, so I went back and changed them all, but it's where you live.
My nationality is USA.
It has really nothing to do with your banking information. A lot of people see that. It would say on there, put your bank information here, which is never done. I don't think it ever will, but it's where you live. I don't care if you rent, you own. That's what you put down there, just to clarify.
But wait, why wouldn't you need their banking information? It's not like Onpassive is providing a debit card, so if the money stays in their O wallets, they would then be able to spend it directly from O wallet. That's not in place right now. So if you're paying them any day now, and they're depending on commissions for groceries and rent and stuff, and to help save all of humanity, they're going to need to pull that money out of O wallet. I don't think the grocers accepts O coins or O wallet money.
Gershman, because I don't speak Hindi, he probably wrote that in there because they have a lot of questions on that. So real quick now, and happy birthday, who's got a birthday. Thank you for all the prayers for everyone. I think every one of us has something going on in our lives, including Ash Mafara. Please pray for them and their family. Marty's family, my family, your family. I start my day with a ritual. Marty will call me. I'm saying my prayers.
I was worried.
I'm praying for all of us. My personal family, I consider you all my personal family. Whatever you're going through, whether it's struggling financially, but we're praying for you. I believe it works. God has answered my prayers my whole life. And he doesn't always say yes. He says no a lot of times, and that's okay for me because I know he's listening.
And
So,
is he answering your
that
prayers?
positive. No one's going to be left behind.
Sounds like he's not answering those ones.
Ash Mafar is working diligently on everything that's going on.
But he was recovering from a very serious ear surgery, though.
And everything's happening, but you're not going to be left behind. Don't worry if you make a boo-boo. And again, I'm going to reiterate what Marty said.
Now you don't have to worry if you make a boo-boo. I mean, they don't have merchants anymore, right? So you got all the time in the world. You probably got at least another year.
There's a lot of people on Facebook. There's a lot of people making posts on Facebook. It's not necessarily Onpassive. Stick
Okay, well, me and the recovering Humboldt don't use Facebook, so it's not us. So who is it? Because we're not all over Facebook posting about fucking Onpassive. Seriously, try to find me on Facebook right now. You won't. So I'm wondering. I'm kind of like, yeah, but those would be people that are in Onpassive. And this is what I mean. So you have a team and you're supposed to trust your team lead to give you the information. But then don't listen to anything about Onpassive unless it comes from Ash, the back office, or the corporate webinars and the 360 that Ash is on. It can't be both, you know?
To what you know, if it's not in that back office, if it's not coming from myself, Marty, Red, Julie, Michael, all these people that get out and talk every day, it's probably not true. New pop.
Oh, so now it does include you guys? Oh, because you claimed that those companies were merchants, and they're not merchants. So you lied yesterday.
I've said it all today. Listen, if you remember the last time he was on 360, which was a week and a half ago, he said this: when we start this, we have to do tests. He said this: if the testing ain't work, we got to shut it down and we got to look to see what's happening. That's exactly what that pop-up means today. Don't think anything else but that, because
Okay, but what were you testing? And who was in this test? Because again, you weren't accepting payments for OConnect. There was a 10-day extension again for that. So nobody was paying for that. So there was no money to test coming in. And again, you didn't pay a single person any commission. So no money to test going out. So what was this alleged test that was happening? And how were they doing this test? Can you explain to me how you can test a cybersecurity company and an alleged PC repair hub company in Ghana that's only been open for a month? Can you tell me how you test their payment processing skills, please? I think it would be very interesting if Ash would let us know, how to test their payment processing skills. Because I don't even know if EdgeFee or EdgeFi is aware that they're allegedly a payment merchant.
Oldestness, and I want you to remember that. He does tests because he wants it done right. Remember that. He wants it done right. He doesn't want things to go wrong. So he's doing tests and say, well, that's not working. We got to change that. So boom.
But then this is my thing. So then how come in the back office, instead of you announcing, hey, we all literally have a merchant now, and this is what will be showing up on your statements. Here are examples. Why wouldn't you announce, hey, everyone, we might have a merchant. We are conducting some tests right now. If you're a part of the test, this is what you'll see on your statements or whatever. Like this is, you're the ones Onpassive back office is the one that announced the information. At that time, it wasn't a test. You didn't tell anyone it was a test. And now you're getting angry that people aren't just accepting that it was just a test. And I guess it didn't go well. And that's the thing is that, does that mean that the test failed? So then that would be cause for concern, no? Is everyone just supposed to be like, oh, cool, we were testing merchants and it failed? That's all right. I don't understand what you're expecting of people here.
You've seen the pop-up. Listen to what the pop-up says. Don't get scared. Don't get worried. Everything is moving forward as planned. And we're going to blow this world up with goodness, love, happiness, help, education. That's Onpassive. Marty DeGarmo, I was quicker than you. Back to you, brother.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Special shout out again to Robin. She is the voice, and she's the closer. Very intelligent woman. So glad I met her. She is one of my sisters from another mister. Met her totally by accident. She can help anybody. She's very good with the reason she is such a big help to me and more like a sister. One of the main reasons is when you bring her to a webinar, I don't care where you go, whether it's Bangladesh or whatever, she knows the culture better than anybody I know, except for the people that live there because of all her traveling. So yeah, she's amazing to have. I never want to leave her out. But if I'm here and Chris is here, she's always in.
And then wants to know how come there was no problem with the payment processor when people were paying to become founders. And the only thing I could really add to that is we think a lot of the problems and issues that they're having with payment processors now have to do with the SEC case and the fact that Ash had taken all that money and then just transferred it to his wife. You know, it looks very strange to have $108 million like leaving your business account and going into a personal account, one that's like not even in your name, but it's in your wife's name, and then she has no occupation at the time, like for Onpassive. So they might be experiencing more issues today, but it is a good point that you're making, because what they claim the issue was now was that it was too many payments coming in. But there were way more people who bought in as an O founder around the same time than there was buying O Connect, because not everyone that's an O founder has bought O Connect. So it's kind of like, just goes to show you, like, I don't believe the problem was ever like the amount of people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an issue with too many payments trying to be processed and a high volume like they claimed it was. And that just kind of goes to show you that probably it wasn't, because it worked fine then, worked fine back then, you know? So. And yes, they were encouraging people to buy more than one, and many of these people apparently still have them. Chris let it slip that he still has several different accounts. And it sounds like he's buying O Connect in each one. Like, I just imagine. I'm telling you, there were tech support scammer companies. I'm just wondering how much money they scammed out of Ash before he caught on. See, I don't know if they were, though, or if Ash created one of them, to be honest with you. But they could be tech support scamming companies. They exist. The FTC recently did another warning about them on their Twitter, I believe. I know I've seen it in the last week. The FTC saying to beware of tech support IT scam companies and stuff. You know, people that call you up and tell you that they'll fix your computer and things like that, and then they steal your identity off your computer, that kind of thing. So, it totally could have been. And yeah, they could have scammed Ash out of money. And in that case, he should then tell people that, you know, if they're all founders of this thing and it's their money that's being scammed out of them, you know, it's not his commissions, it's their commissions. They have the right to know. And this is what I mean. Ash is not here taking accountability for any of this. And they're, once again, putting the blame on the founders like it's everyone else questioning this that's the problem. And being like, I just don't understand what's going on with this shit, you know?
Always. And definitely I want her on webinars with us, because
I don't think so. They don't accept anything right now.
That's a lot of value, my opinion. For me, I love being with people that make me think. It means a lot to me when we go in and I hear stuff. That's why a webinar where there's more of a discussion than me being a teacher. I don't want that. I don't want to be.
They could file a class action. If I were them, I would wait for the SEC case to be over with, because if the SEC case goes through and they win, then the class action has a better chance of going through, and they can use the information in the SEC case for their class action. That would be my advice, 100%. It will be over next year sometime. I know it sounds like a long ways away, but, you know, if people wanted to start gathering evidence now, because it can take up to a year. I mean, it took the SEC a while to gather evidence for their case as well. By the way, we found out they've been doing it since 2020. They've been following Ash. So basically, if I were them, I would start gathering the evidence right around now. just kind of going through your finances anytime you've paid them, getting proof of that, finding clips of their broken promises that you can directly prove has affected you, things like that. And just spend the next year gathering all your evidence, hiring lawyers, saving up the money to do so if you can. And then once the SEC case goes through, I believe they'll win. And then, this is my personal opinion, but if they do win, then it would be great for a class action to then be able to say, like, they were proven already in court to be a pyramid scheme. And here's the proof of that. It's just always easier. It's a lot harder it's one thing for a government agency to go after them and be like, they're breaking the government's laws, please do something. It's a little harder for like a group of people to get together and do like a civil suit. So it's always helpful if, things like that went on. Also gather evidence of all of the places that Onpassive is not allowed to be in, because there's several. Bank of India also put out a warning about them. Just things like that would be good to have. Ash is going to tell everyone about it. I'll bet you anything on his next corporate webinar. He talks about the latest bad actors. See, that's what I'm expecting to have happen. I am expecting that to happen. Because it's not going to be his fault. Because at the end of the day, it is still his fault. He's the one hiring them. This is his company. And if he's this great CEO that always cares about these guys first and blah, 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 like they say, he would ensure to do his research properly and not get somebody that could potentially be a bad actor. But I believe he's someone that tries to cut corners and doesn't want to pay out of pocket, right? So instead of him trying to go with a legit, decent merchant, he's looking for maybe ones that aren't as up to par or as respected in the industry, because those ones will be cheaper, right? So if he's doing that, like I believe him to be, and like he might also have to, because I don't know if any respected merchant wants to work with him. Like that might also be adding to this issue, right? It is all still his fault, though. You know what I mean? Like it's still him choosing to go about this way. It would still be his fault that he can't secure a merchant right now that's respected. A better one. So at the end of the day, like, even when he comes out with those excuses, I'm sort of like, okay, but when are they going to realize that it's still his fault? Right? It's like when he goes on about the corporate America trying to stop him. It's like, yeah, they probably don't like you if you have ever rubbed elbows with any of these people, because you go on fucking webinars every day and talk shit on them. Like, he does things to himself. And then he goes, why is this happening to me? Right? And it's the same with this. It's like, well, why did you announce for sure this was your merchant and that everything was going ahead and it would be great? Like, maybe you should have done the testing first before you announced it publicly. Again, this is all his fault. Blaming the victim is a narcissist's tool. Yeah, so they're very good at doing that in MLMs, right? You only get what you put in. It's your fault that you didn't get anything out of it. You weren't engaged enough. That's why they're setting up this stay engaged.
An instructor. I want to be a guide where we can talk to each other. If I know something, I'll tell you, but I listen too. I mean, I'll answer right away, but if I think about it, well, that's a good idea. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. As Engineer Shashante just said below, Marty Garmo Collins and Mike Ellis will be on 11 o'clock. Global Passivarians. Link is in the back office. All are cordially invited. Very good English, buddy. All right, anyway, we'll see you. Go ahead. You got something else?
Very good English, buddy.
Remember, I got to have the Garmo by at least 11:45 because we got to do your country, Bangladesh, shine the light on others. So if I call you and I said, I need Marty right now, remember, 11:45. Give him that
I'm getting out of there. Yeah,
See, I'm like, with this right here, it's like, okay, Marty overbooked his morning of webinars. It's so bizarre. Like, they decided that they wanted to do another webinar at 12. Marty knew he had a webinar at 11. So it's like, he overbooks himself. And then they're like, oh, well, Marty, make sure that you're done at like a quarter to. I'm going to call you and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, but why did he do that? That sounds dumb. Or why don't you move that webinar to later then instead of making it at noon if you have another obligation at that time? I mean, especially if you're on the internet from 6 a.m. until 1 a.m. That's a whole day. You have all that time, damn it.
I have no choice. So I hope it's organized. Will be okay. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Chris, say goodbye.
Goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Marty.
That's getting old.
Chris, you want to get up? Oh, by the way, that easy, it's illegal.
What's illegal?
Hiding all that crap.
I got arrested.
Oh yeah, you've got 30 years going to prison with that. Anyway, I'm gonna quit before I get in trouble. Anyway, I'll see you all.
And then he does quit. He does quit before he gets into trouble. Do you mean the shining the light one that was like 3 hours long? We might react to some of it next week. I'm still thinking on it. I'm going to go through it again. I watched a little bit of it when it was on. Marty and Chris are not here. It's the miracle of video replay now. I love it when they come in. They're like, hello, hi, Marty and Chris. Or when I'm playing Ash, they're like, hello, Mr. Ash Mufara, sir. And I'm like, do I sound like Ash? Really? Does it seem like, does he look like me? Do we look like? Are we twinning? I don't think so, but maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll come back with long hair after he has his face surgery so he can run off to Dubai with everyone's money. Those shining the lights are soul crushing. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. It kind of depends on if it's worth the torture. We'll see. I was expecting a little bit better of an excuse, though, than they were testing stuff, and now they're not testing stuff anymore. And I was also expecting for there to maybe be something on the Onpassive blog about this. And so I went to go look on the Onpassive blog because, they always say we're going to have updates about Onpassive on there, blah, blah, blah. But lately it's just been a generic blog about random things to do with AI and technology, because today they did do a new blog and it's called Strategies to Boost Business SMS Click-Through Rates. They talk about trim here for some reason. And it says top 10 ways to increase click-through rates in business SMS. So I thought we would just read through it quickly because I always find these really, really fun. Right? The test flopped. And that's what I mean. Like, I feel like no matter what, there's not good news today. But they're acting like if you think this is bad news, then you're the weird one. And I'm like, well, either we did a test and it failed, or there was no test and you're lying because something weird's going on. Which one is it, Their excuses were truly bad. Maybe they'll come up with something more creative. Maybe. And I hope that Ash does touch on it the next time that he comes live, which I'm hoping is going to be this upcoming week. I'll be a little surprised. I'm hoping that Marty and Chris and Red kind of put the pressure on him. Like, come on, dude. Like, you need to come live and talk to everyone because of everything that's been going on over this last week, I'm kind of hoping that happens and that he's made to show up. Otherwise, we probably won't see him until the week after this one, this upcoming week here. It'll be another 2 weeks before we see him. So yes, their brand new article, blog post posted today says, businesses invest a lot in digital marketing, which is weird because it's an MLM, so they're marketing anyway. which helps them attract and engage their public. And one crucial measurement of the success of a campaign can be the rate at which clicks are clicked. Wordsmiths they are, I tell you. CTR. You're like, okay, what the fuck does CTR stand for? I know. It's the rate at which the links are clicked. I think that explains it a bit better. Anyway, a greater CTR means that your viewers are not just viewing your content, but are actively engaged with it. Aw, they're engaged. Enhancing CTR is paramount in business SMS, where concise and impactful messages are crucial. Here are proven methods to boost click-through rates in business SMS. And it's funny because if you read this just barely, it sounds like they're telling you how they prey on people. Identify the weakest link. Cannibalization. Be creative. Use featured snippets to structure your content. Optimize descriptions, It's just made me giggle a bit. So, here are proven methods to boost click-through rates in business SMS. Number 1, identify the weakest link. It's Marty. No, I'm joking. Before making improvements, pinpoint where your SMS strategy may need to catch up. Analyze traffic, leveraging tools like Google Search Console to identify which parts of your SMS campaign generate the least clicks. Addressing specific weaknesses ensures targeted enhancements. And it's funny because this is by Onpassive, and they have this product called O-Tracker, which is supposed to track like where all of your traffic's going and where it's from and all this. And instead of using them as an example, they use like Google Search Console. I just found that interesting. Number 2, solve keyword cannibalization. Avoid spreading your organic clicks thin by resolving keyword cannibalization. Ensure that different landing pages aren't competing for the same keywords. Consolidate or differentiate keywords strategically to focus your CTR efforts effectively. And I'm like, thank you. I was wondering why every single time that I went into the back office and used different Onpassive products, a new tab opened up. Thank you for explaining. Number 3, be creative. Craft compelling and creative SMS titles. Use brackets, numbers, and emotionally manipulate people. Yep, that's pretty much what it says. Use emotionally charged words in your headlines. A/B tests different headlines, variations in pay-per-click ads and social media to identify the most effective approaches for your audience. And that sentence hardly makes sense, I know. Number 4, use featured snippets to structure your content. Structure your SMS content in a way that aligns with featured snippets. If you don't know what that means, that sucks. Featured snippets often lead to higher CTR, so understanding their format and incorporating similar structures in your messages can be impactful. Still don't know what featured snippets are? Oh well. Number 5, optimize descriptions. Descriptions play a pivotal role in enticing recipients to click. Use emotionally resonant words and include relevant details. The space between your ears must be empty. That's not what it says. The space between your headline and description should tick as many checkboxes as possible to capture attention effectively. I feel like a lot of this is very generic, Number 6, make use of structured data. And I'm like, it would help if you built the data centers you said you were building. I'm just saying, you know? Your money is on him showing up for Oberon. That seems to be his favorite. That would be interesting. He talks more on it. He does. It depends if he leaves the Red Room in time to make it. Right? Do you know why you love Onpassive? What is it about Onpassive that you love? But yeah, we would be able to make use of data a lot better if Onpassive would build their data centers. But number 6 is make use of structured data. Structured data enhances your visibility in search engine results and provides a richer, more interactive user experience, contributing to increased clicks. Leverage PPC is number 7. Strategically use pay-per-click PPC ads to complement your organic efforts. Identify low CTR words where you rank well and create paid search ads. Which means you have to pay for them then? This increases visibility and allows efficient testing of different ad copy for organic listings. But I thought you were buying traffic, so you don't care about organic listings. Number 8 is emotionally manipulate. Yay! Use emotion. Incorporate emotional elements into your SMS content. Words like power, secret, and instant can significantly impact user engagement. You love getting paid on time? That's why you don't love Onpassive, right? What about the word panic?
Don't panic.
Or stop?
Stop going there.
Or how about quit?
Quit.
Those are good words. I'm just saying, very good words. Strike a balance that aligns with your brand while evoking emotion to drive clicks. So yes, emotionally manipulate your audience. Number 9, use proper title case. Pay attention to the title case in your SMS content. Proper capitalization, like all of Onpassive being capitalized, which, by the way, it is Tanya who's usually in those webinars going, can you please put Onpassive in all capital letters? Often she does. But yeah, proper capitalization makes your heading stand out, increasing visibility amidst competitors. So that's why Onpassive thinks that they should put Onpassive all in capital letters. A clear and distinguishable heading is essential for capturing the audience's attention. Yeah, you get this great heading and thumbnail, and then it just opens up and it's Marty and Chris sitting there. Then you're just disappointed. Number 10, use descriptive URLs. Optimize or shorten your URLs by making them descriptive and user-friendly. People are more likely to click on Earl had to die, that provide context and information. Ensure your URLs are SEO friendly, contributing to both improved visibility and CTR. And the funny thing about this blog is I'm sure all the way up until number 9, you were thinking of Tracker as a good product to promote, with this. But then you get to number 10 and you realize, no, remember, they're promoting Trim. So then at the end, they're like, oh yeah, you should shorten your URLs. That's another great way to do this. And I don't think that having a shorter URL has anything to do with being SEO friendly, by the way. As somebody that has to know about that because I do YouTube. Yay, me! I'm just saying I don't think it would help. especially since they'll all be like O trim slash, which is just wonderful, you know? More word salad that doesn't mean anything for Onpassive. Makes as much sense as anything a flat earther would say, right? Right? You know? We need to save Earl. We just do. All adverts are manipulative. They appeal to our emotions. I think it's just grosser when something like Onpassive does it, because it's like that's all they have is appealing to people's emotions. You know, they appeal to your emotions. You get here and then everything sucks. That's what I feel like. You know? Alp says, who is Earl and why are we clicking on him? I mean, I might be bored and it's Friday night, but I'm not that bored and it's not that kind of a Friday night. Not yet, anyway. Right, Alps? Not yet. You said it. You said it yet. My question is this. Are all those employees in India and Dubai fooled? Yes. Any of them come in and Onpassive, when you are getting a job there, it's presented as if you're joining like a new innovative tech company, and then allegedly working there sucks if you go and read the Glassdoor reviews, which is basically reviews by employees that have worked in the Hyderabad office. So I don't know if they even have a Dubai office, to be honest. But yeah, no, it would be hard working for them too. I mean, imagine having Ash as your boss. He's probably micromanaging everything wrong. So then, of course, they have to end the blog with this little thing about O-Trim. So it goes, O-Trim, your go-to link shortener. And I'm like, who's go-to? Not mine. Probably not many people's, just the people that would be reading the Onpassive blog, which is all the people in Onpassive. That's it. It's only O-Founders and like me that read this every day. If you are searching for the best tool to shorten URLs, look no further than O-Trim. It is the top option in URL shortening. And I'm again saying top option to who? To you guys? Yeah, of course. But like to the public? No, it's not. And I feel like that's wrong to say. If it's not the most well-known one to the public, can you really say it's the top option in URL shortening? Anyway, one of the most notable highlights is the ability to create custom links, which allows companies to incorporate their domain names in shortened URLs. And again, it's going to be otrim.co/ or .ai, I don't remember right now, / and then your brand. So the Onpassive brand is always going to be before your brand if you use O-Trim. So you're branding Onpassive all over the internet along with your brand. And maybe if you have a brand, you should just take a step back and ask yourself, do you really want to do that? Is that a good idea? You know, for your brand? Is it? Goes on to say, this increases the brand's recognition and provides an enhanced and memorable user experience. This is vital to stand in the highly competitive social media world. And I'm like, vital for who? For you guys? Because whatever. Again, only brand will be Onpassive. Moreover, O-Trim is armed with robust analytics tools, which is why we're like, why does O-Tracker exist? Anyway, facilitating comprehensive tracking of clicks and the overall success of social media campaigns. Its user-friendly interface ensures that businesses, regardless of technical expertise, can swiftly create shortened links ready for deployment across various social media platforms. And I'm like, oh, damn it, Earl's getting deployed. Well, ripping to Earl for sure. I know we said he had to die, but like, he could have waited. In conclusion, because then they always have this stupid conclusion. Conclusion. Really? You can just read the conclusion part and it's just a TLDR basically of the article. That's their conclusion. Optimizing click-through rates in business SMS involves a combination of creativity, strategic analysis, and aligning with user preferences. Regular testing and adaptation are key to finding the most effective strategies for your specific audience, ensuring your SMS campaigns drive maximum engagement and deliver results. And then it tells you to go to www.onpassive.com for more tech-related blogs, which is great because, like, that's where we fucking are right now. Like, thank you for that. And then we get to the comments. View all comments. Oh, there isn't any today. But I promise you, give it a week, and then the comments get a little ridiculous. They'll be like, I love O-Trim. O-Trim is the best thing that I've ever used in my entire life. And I'm like, you just go in, put your URL, give it a name. That's all it does. That's all. That's it. It's not like anything spectacularly amazing, you know? But it's from Onpassive, so of course the O founders will act like it is. Massive traffic and going viral always needs testing, of course. And apparently so do merchants. So that's all I got for you guys today on our Friyay for the Sayers of Nay. I hope that all of you have a fabulously amazing weekend. And I will see you all on Monday for MLM Monday. And yeah, we'll just have to kind of see what Marty and Chris are going to keep saying and see if Ash shows up. Hey, maybe tonight on Ron. Who knew? So I guess the link that was shortened this way only works as long as the company is still running or not. Yes. It would probably only work for as long as O-Trim is a thing. As soon as O-Trim bites the dust for whatever reason, maybe it gets deployed with Earl, then yeah, no, they wouldn't work anymore, right? And that's kind of funny. So yes, everybody have a fantastic rest of your Friday and weekend. And I will see you all on Monday. There might be a video up in the meantime. I love all of you. We're in it to win it. Mwah! Bye!
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellish, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
And I'm your friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3-minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all more than one. It's not the answer you want, but
Yeah.
call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to Friyay talking about their experiences.
going there. That negative PG kid got more followers on it than I do on my PG kid. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name's Ashton Potter.
Have a good Friday, everyone! Stop going there!
See you on Sunday!
Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name's Ashton Potter, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Kaya.